It'll be starting soon. We're just waiting for Double T to call. Please stand by. Comment below where you are watching from, and we will send you a link to a schedule so you can see when the Pub and Grub Comedy Tour is coming to an area near you. Come on, Double T. We got some technical issues. Please stand by. Oh, here's Double T.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. This is going to be interesting.
I don't know why it's going.
All right.
Don't move. Stay in that spot, okay?
Here we go.
All right, you ready?
I'm ready when you are.
Rockford Tone for Classic Rock 96.7 The Eagle. Good morning, it's Double T, and it's time for our Comedy USA News with comedian Jared Dog. And live from the news desk, it is Jared Dog.
Hey, good morning, Double T. How are you, my friend?
Good. How about yourself?
I'm not doing too bad. Not doing too bad. Today in Bar Comedy USA News, I've got a fun discussion we can have real quick. This is inspired by a recent interview with Chris Rock on a podcast where he compared Chris Farley to Michael Jordan. Chris Rock says Chris Farley is the Michael Jordan of comedy.
That is crazy because, I mean, Michael Jordan, greatest basketball player of all time. Is Chris Farley the greatest comedian of all time?
Well, to clarify in the interview, what Chris Rock meant was that when they were on Saturday Night Live together, nobody was competing with Farley, the same as nobody could really compete with Michael Jordan. And whenever there was a situation where they're trying to figure out how to make something funny, they're like, just get Chris Farley the ball.
Just have him in the sketch and it'll be fine. Everyone will get tons of laughs, right?
That's right. That's right. You know, just like back in the day, you know, just get Jordan in the game and the score is going to flip-flop.
I mean, you just look at Chris Farley. You know, you look at pictures, you see all video footage of it. The dude was always funny. Even not trying, he was funny.
But that's exactly right. You know, he was so talented that you're exactly right. Just looking at him, sometimes you wanted to start laughing, even if he wasn't trying. But what I thought was great about Chris Farley, additionally, was that when you did see him in movies, he did show a sensitive, serious side as well.
Oh, yeah, definitely. He could do it. I don't think people gave him enough credit for it. I don't think he got enough of those roles. But when he had that moment, he could shine for sure.
100%. And which that made the goofiness part of it even that much better because he wasn't just a one-trick pony.
You know, where does Chris Farley stand in your world? Where do you rank him?
Well, that's a great question. You know, who do you think is the Michael Jordan of comedy? For me, it's hands down Richard Pryor, no question whatsoever, by far.
I mean, Richard Pryor, and it's funny because not too long ago I watched a documentary about him, and it's been, you know, so long now, I tend to forget sometimes some of the stuff that he did, but boy, if he's not on the top of the mountain, he should be like 1A, 1B, or 1C, that's for sure.
Absolutely. I mean, he's definitely the top of the mountain, but I would say another thing that makes him very similar to Michael Jordan is that they both had a tendency to wear red and black.
Could you imagine those two guys hanging out together, look out in Vegas?
Oh my goodness, it would probably be a great time. Or or Richard Pryor and Dennis Rodman would probably be more the good lookout Las Vegas. You know, if Richard Pryor had been hanging out with Dennis Rodman back in the day, Dennis Rodman's the one that would have caught on fire.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, but you look back at his stand-up and his movie roles and everything. He was doing things that nobody else was. It was amazing, especially with the upbringing he had in Peoria, Illinois.
That's right, and that's a good point. We talked about this before, is how some of the best comedians come from the places that are in the middle of nowhere, that are located in the nooks and crannies of the country, like Peoria, Illinois, not only home to Richard Pryor, and they've actually have a statue of him there, but also home to the late, great Sam Kinison.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. And going back to Chris Farley, I mean, Chris Farley, just a Wisconsin kid. I mean, he grew up in Madison.
That's right. So, very Midwest roots where you can find a lot of the comedians that are considered the greatest of all time actually are from the Midwest. Now, I've got a theory about that, Double T.
What's that?
It's so damn cold that it makes people miserable. You've got no choice but to laugh.
It's like in Finland, winter is so long and rough that everyone loves heavy metal music there.
That's right. You got to get that anger out somehow. You got to get that anger out somehow. You know,
and you get these guys from the Midwest, and it's not L.A., it's not New York, it's not Chicago, and so they're cutting their teeth on just little small gigs, aren't they?
yeah, absolutely. That's how you get good, is that you have to get put in front of those audiences that they're not there just to make you feel good. They're there because they want a good show, and they're not going to just give you courtesy laughs. And when you cut your teeth on those types of gigs, then when you do get put in the spotlight, you are hard as a rock and will definitely be able to deliver the goods. It's like boot camp for comedy.
Yeah, kind of like you in Iowa, growing up in Iowa. You know what? You didn't have those nice comedy clubs. You were standing on a street corner.
That's right. 100%. 100%. And I'll say this, if Chris Rock says that Chris Farley is the Michael Jordan of comedy, I would have to go on the record right now and say Jeremy Dog Danley is probably the Steve Kerr of comedy.
Just bring him in the game to shoot the three, shoot the rock when we need it, right?
That's right. Just, the one time when Jordan will pass me the ball, I'll hit the shot.
Well, you know what? I'm glad you fit yourself in there on those championship bowl teams. Those were great teams, and be a part of it, you had to do something special, right?
You really did. You got to be a part of special to be a part of any kind of winning team, to put yourself on the top of the mountain of any category. You've got to do something special. And I would say, Double T, right now, my prediction going into 2023 is that I probably have a greater chance of being on top of the mountain of the NBA than I do in comedy.
It's Bar Comedy USA News with comedian Dog. Dog, where can people find you, and what do you got coming up?
We got a lot of fun stuff coming up in your neck of the woods. We're going to be bringing the Pub and Grub Comedy Tour to Rockford, Clinton, Wisconsin, and Rock Falls, Illinois. So that's a good little triangulation of events coming up over the next year. I'll be talking more about that. You can go to barcomedyusa.com for more info. You can go to jaredoglive.com to check out where I've got coming up. And I look forward to talking with you next year, Double T. Happy holidays, my friend.
Happy holidays, Dog. Always great having you on. It's Rockford's home for Classic Rock, 96.7 The Eagle. Cool, man. Cool.